The phrase "you only live once" has a very different meaning for many people. The quote is meant to spur action because life is so fleeting, but most people interpret it as a call to spend lavishly, party, and splurge on luxuries before dying. Many people have the misconception that rich individuals spend their money wherever and whenever they like. However, that is completely false. They are actually pretty frugal when it comes to purchasing luxuries and focus on comfort, which is what maintains their financial standing. They lead disciplined, organized lives and avoid acquiring items that are not very valuable. Join us in our video today as we delve into the lives of the rich to know 8 things they don't spend their money on. Hopefully, by learning the habits of the rich, we can also take steps to becoming like them. Be sure to drop a comment, give the video a like, and hit the subscribe button. Let's face it, technology has ingrained itself into every aspect of our lives. We are now so attached to them that we find it impossible to imagine life without them. Many of us spend a significant percentage of our salaries on brand new models of the latest tech. But is it worth it to spend your entire month's salary on a device that you might not even need? Rich folks don't waste their money on the latest electronic devices. They opt for less expensive ones with the same functions. In the end, a gadget is only an accessory, regardless of how smart it may be. Most of these devices have so many functions that people don't even use. The rich know they won't be able to recoup their cash by selling the expensive device due to depreciation. Spending extra money on a costly device does not make financial sense, especially if the less expensive ones use the same operating system and applications. Ironically, expensive and branded clothing and shoes don't seem to interest wealthy individuals much, especially if they are not in the public eye. Even if they can buy a room full of them, most wealthy people will always choose regular mass-market clothing over fancy and branded clothing. Bill Gates once told Timex that the watch on his wrist costs $10, even though we all know he can afford a cabinet full of Rolexes. The majority of the poor are often fixated on possessing the priciest watches, apparel, and even footwear from prominent brands. The world's billionaires and millionaires undoubtedly have the means to purchase expensive clothing, yet they choose not to because they understand that it is a wasteful expense. Wearing designer brands won't advance their success or improve their work. According to CNBC Make It, Chief Executive Officer of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg maintains a consistent appearance by wearing basic clothing, which simplifies his life by allowing him to focus on his work and other important things. Also, Gates prefers simplicity and utility, so he wears Casio watches and modest outfits like button-down shirts, jumpers, and chinos. Apparently, Warren Buffett taught him that you don't need much to look nice, feel good, or be productive. More than 90% of the poor and middle class are obsessed with owning large houses, and so go so far as to obtain loans to acquire large or expensive homes. And because of this, they end up spending half of their lives repaying these loans. However, contrary to popular belief, most wealthy people are not preoccupied with buying the most expensive properties. According to Tom Corley's research, nearly 2/3 of U.S. millionaires reside in modest middle-class homes. It's true that the phrase modest middle-class home is open to some interpretation, but often these are houses between 1,500 and 3,500 square feet in neat, secure areas with good educational institutions. For most people, housing is the largest monthly expense. Millionaires can allocate some of their revenue to investments because they exercise restraint with their housing costs. That is how they maintain their millionaire status. According to Kyle Bloyd, a top financial advisor and vice president of the Revolutionary Financial Group, clients who earn high salaries prefer to stick to their budget despite how much they make. Too many individuals want to get rich quickly and are seeking a quick and easy way out of poverty. Poor people follow the fantasy that they can become extraordinarily wealthy overnight, whether it be through a hot stock, a job, or a business idea. They waste the little money they have on schemes that are not profitable in the long run. Sadly, this is not how it works. To be wealthy, you must put in the necessary effort. Today, when we see millionaires and billionaires, we assume that they got lucky. We see a result and believe that success fell right on their lap. However, we are not shown the amount of labor they put in behind the scenes to achieve their success. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, Walt Disney, among others, did not find success on a silver platter. They worked, and failed some more before they finally got to be successful. If you follow this channel, you have probably already watched our video on 10 things poor people do that the rich don't. If not, kindly check it out. One of the habits that were discussed in that video was the fact that poor people spend so much time in front of the TV watching unnecessary shows. They spend endless hours binge watching episodes of their favorite programs. However, these shows are not free. The poor spend their money to register for or renew subscriptions that will allow them to enjoy shows. This is not the case for the rich. Rich people didn't become rich by sitting in front of a screen all day. They don't even care about expensive TV subscriptions or video games. They prefer to spend their time reading, learning, and enjoying relationships with loved ones. The poor are so preoccupied with TV packages, programs, and even video games that they would never want to miss. According to a study, those with an average yearly income below $25,000 spend more time watching television and engaging in other screen-related activities than people with an average annual income of $75,000 and above. Many poor people are making very bad food choices, spending their very limited food money splurging on junk food items rather than on healthy foods that would provide adequate nutrition for their families. We realize that no one wants boring food, everyone wants tasty food. However, the wealthy understand that too much of that food is bad for their health. You see, the rich are all about making the right decisions. They know that eating healthy food will benefit them in the long run. Every time you eat or drink, you may be either battling or feeling a sickness. You can't eat burgers in the morning, pizza in the afternoon, cakes and ice cream at night, and chips at midnight, and expect to be healthy and productive in the future. We understand that healthy food is more expensive than junk food, but investing in your health is always a wise choice. Most people aspire to own and drive Ferraris, Bugattis, and BMWs. We fantasize about the day when we will be able to show off our luxurious cars to our friends and family. The wealthy, on the other hand, do not necessarily appreciate these things. So if the wealthy aren't drawn to the most expensive vehicles, you might be wondering what rich people drive. The truly rich drive Honda Civics or use Toyota Camrys. Unbelievable, right? According to Experian Automotive Research, 61% of wealthy people drive Toyotas, Hondas, and Fords. In addition to being drawn to automobiles made by Honda, Toyota, and Ford, wealthy people are also drawn to Jeep, Subaru, and Volkswagen. According to a study published by usatoday.com, the Ford F-150 was the most preferred car among those making over $200,000 per year. Outside of the need to save money, one factor contributing to the popularity of this relatively inexpensive purchase is the fact that many ordinary cars now offer the same features as more expensive vehicles. Have you ever entered a store intending to buy one thing but left with a cart full of other stuff? Perhaps you purchased a few extra products since the grocery store was offering a buy one, get one free deal. Or you bought designer shoes during a flash sale on an e-commerce site. Whatever the case, shopping like this isn't something the wealthy do. Successful people are planners, and they show restraint when it comes to shopping. You will rarely see a wealthy person buy something on a whim. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett said, "If you acquire things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need." Millionaires do purchase extravagant things, but they carefully consider them and their financial situation before making a purchase. Poverty is more than a lack of resources or a low income. It is a state of mind, a feeling of worry that shapes how people are seen by society and even affects how they view themselves. Poor people are subject to a lot of restrictions that go beyond the mere size of their wallet. As a result, when they begin to earn a little bit more money, they feel as though they must flaunt it to everyone, show folks that they are neither inferior nor lazy. This encourages people to spend their money carelessly by splurging on pricey gadgets, upscale clothing, and luxurious cars. We are not saying you can't have nice things or occasionally give yourself a treat. All we are saying is do not make decisions because you want to impress others. If you enjoyed this video, watch also the next video on your screen, which looks at the 30 business ideas that will make you an instant millionaire in Africa. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more informative business and financial content.